Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Positive Cleaning, and this is week number 21 of our 100K journey of 2024. Now, before we begin, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about last week's video. A couple of you guys commented on it, and I didn't respond right away. Nothing personal, nothing intentional. Essentially, last week's video, I did the video, I edited it, I uploaded to YouTube, and then from there, it was set to be published on 9:30 on Saturday. And so then from there, right when we were about to go on vacation, my wife said to me, "Okay, Andy, let's not talk about anything about window cleaning. Let's not do, let's not, because we work window cleaning. I do YouTube, and when we have to do bids, we're always, pretty much talking about window cleaning." And so she's like, vacation, no window cleaning. And I said, okay, it makes perfect sense. So we agreed upon that. So when you guys commented on that video, I didn't reply until after our vacation. So again, nothing personal, nothing intentional. And so when I got out of vacation mode, I was able to reply to you guys. And by the way, it was awesome comments, and so I really appreciate it, and hopefully I answered you guys' questions. So anyways, so let's get straight into the video. This week we had a little bit of vacation, but we had one job this week, and this is kind of like another side discussion of it is great to be licensed and insured. Now, why do I say licensed and to be licensed and insured? Yes, it's to make your business official, but this week's job technically has been in the works for the last 2 months. Now, just kind of rewind a little bit. When I was looking at this project, and you're probably seeing some videos as we speak, I was talking to the manager of this complex, and by the way, he's really nice, so hopefully you're watching. Very nice guy. And essentially, yeah, we talked about the bid and everything, and we agreed upon the price. And so then from there, he's like, okay, so now because this is like a multi-location complex and all this other stuff, they have many complexes owned by this company. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. And so they have like a network type of thing. And so once I got approved by him, like, okay, let's start the process. I had to get into the system, and then being in that system, I have to upload my documents and my W-9, my insurance, my licensing, and all that. Have to upload all that information. And so if, let's say, you don't have that information and all that other stuff, then from there, it's like you can't really do the next steps. And so that's what I'm saying. It's really important to be licensed and insured, because once they ask me for certain documents, my W-9, I was like, here you go. So I filled out everything. Finally, when I got approved, they were hoping that the owner or the manager was hoping that I would do the job last month, but it didn't work out. And so this month I was finally able to do it. So yeah, all in all, it was just a lot of back and forth. But once we got into the system, now we're good, and it looks like we'll be doing this job every year. So that is awesome. So it's a little bit of like this type of stuff is really hard to get in the beginning, but once you get everything approved and processed, then it becomes very smooth. So next year it's like, oh, I'm here, I'm already in the system. So all in all, let's talk about the job, right? So this job was 3 levels, and man, I will say this though, this universal extension was my best friend. Now, I know in the previous videos I said I never use this pole or this extension. Before we did this job, I said to myself, you know what, just in case, let me take this pole, because there might be a few windows I might not be able to do. So all in all, I was like, because it's like you have the roof and then the window and then like a little roof, and then it's like 2 stories. So it was like that little lip I couldn't go over, so I had to kind of back up a little bit, and this will help me to get over that little roof part. Right now, this is not like the ultra light universal extension. So this one I had to use my old micro basic water fed pole, because they're pretty much the same, right? This is not ultra light or anything like that. And also I had my ultralight kind of already like ready to go type of thing, so I didn't want to like disassemble everything to do this. So I was like, all right, I use my old micro and the micro basic, and man, I didn't know how much flex that thing had. I was like, man, this is heavy. Again, like I've been using the ultralight for so long that I'm like going with this. I was like, man, this is like really heavy, and I'm going, and it's like flex, like bending, and I'm like trying to go and go. I mean, all in all, it worked out at the end, but man, I was like, like dying trying to do that. But all in all, just like I think 4 windows I had to do that, so a lot of work. But all in all, like, it's just funny that this one I said I never used, because last year I used once, and then this year I used once, so I guess twice in like a 1 year span I used this. But again, I was like, if I didn't have this, man, I wouldn't have been able to do those few windows, and those windows were kind of the important ones. So all in all, that was yeah, it helped me a lot, this universal pull. But anyway, so but the job itself was 3 stories. And it was like, you know, a sliding window, so it was like 2 windows in 1 frame, and I was able to do both of them. And so what was very interesting about this job though was that they just wanted the window and the screen done. And so the reason for that is because they were afraid that if they were to take off the screens, because it was, you know, multi-unit complex, and so for me to go into everyone's homes, remove the screens, and then put it back on, we don't offer that because it takes too much time. I did that in the past, and it just was very complicated. Now, if it's a few residents that we're doing, not the whole complex, that's a different story. But because it was the whole complex, you know, the manager was like, look, just do the window and do the screen, and then the person that lives in the building can take care of the windows themselves, like, you know, the outside part, because they can remove it. So all in all, that actually worked out perfectly. So they technically got a screen clean and a window clean, and obviously the ones that didn't have screens, you know, I took care of, that weren't a sliding one. And man, I saw, like, there was a couple of residents passing by, and they're like, what are you doing? Oh, the window cleaner. They got all excited, and like some of them, they were like, when I was cleaning, they were like saying hi to me and stuff. So it was just kind of funny. And some of them were like, wow, so that cleans the window just doing that. And so I had to kind of be like, not rude, but I had to kind of be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm working, you know, I have to do this job and everything like that. And they're like, no problem. But you know, you have to be friendly to everyone as much as possible. But you know, there is a limit, because you are working and you can be talking more than the job, so have to have that balance. But all in all, when it came to this job though, I talked to the property manager. I was like, look, I can do this job maybe in a day or 2, but I will take the second day, you know, I'll do this job in the schedule for 2 days. If I don't finish on the first day, I can finish on the second day. It can happen. I was confident that I can do it in 1 day, but just in case, if I didn't, I had that second day. Fortunately enough, I was able to finish the job in 1 day. So then today, which is Friday, I was able to take the day off. But man, my back, my arms, it was just outside only. I actually didn't she helped me like set up, you know, a couple of things, but pretty much it was just me on the outside only. And yeah, like my body is like destroyed, my shoulders, my back a little bit, it's tired. So it was really worth it that I was able to take the day off. But if I didn't, I just kind of saying all this because I want to kind of help you guys out, that for a project like this, you don't want to just say, yeah, I'll do it in 1 day, even though you're confident. And like, let's say it's like getting late, let's say it's in the winter time when there's like not a lot of sun in the evening, and you're going and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to finish. And then you have to come the next day, but then you have a job booked the next day. So, you know, it becomes a little bit complicated. So these big jobs, I like to do it, like I said, for 2 days. If I finish the first day, great. If I don't, at least I can do a little bit of the morning, which, trust me, it's like, it's okay to, you know, put all your machine and all the equipment back to your car and then set up again the next day in the same location, right? And it's okay, it's worth it. But I'm just glad I had the day off. And yeah, it was a really nice job. I really liked it, and you know, it looks like I'll be doing this job every year. And so I'm really glad that, you know, we have a really good relationship. Again, the manager, if you're watching, you've been very nice, made the process very smooth, and you know, he's really nice. So, but anyways, very, very nice job itself. So all in all, this week we made $2,000 from that job. Now the only thing is that with businesses, not like, this is not a bad thing, just something that, if you guys are not familiar with this, just to be prepared for a job like this, especially when it's like a business or something like this, or like a HOA or anything like that, or, you know, like a complex. Essentially, you don't get paid the day that you finish. So sometimes they might have their own thing that they say, okay, you're done, but now like we're gonna send you the check next week or whatever. In this case it is, they're gonna send it next week, so I might get the check maybe in 2 weeks or whatnot. So essentially just be prepared for that you're not gonna be like, let's say you have a payment that you need to pay, like a bill or something, a credit card bill or whatever, and you're like, oh, I can get that, this, like in this example, this $2,000, and I can just, you know, pay off my bill. Just be prepared that you might not get the money right away. But again, it's not that they're doing this on purpose. They do this with everyone. So, you know, it's just that when the company is really big, that just happens to be that, you know, essentially that's just how things are done. But when you do like more residential jobs, they normally pay you the same day, so it's nothing like that. So again, I kind of mentally prepared. If they would have given me the money today, great. But if not, then, you know, I could have just, you know, waited a little bit on it. But and in this case, I am going to end up waiting, which is not a problem at all. And so after that, we had 3 bids today. The first bid had like glass walls, if that makes sense. Instead of having a wall, it's made out of glass. It's kind of like a glass railing, but it's not a railing, it's just a wall. So that was pretty cool. So I gave him a bid. He had a couple of solar panels, so I hope I got that job. The second bid, we got the job. The thing is that it's going to be from like 2 weeks from now, and so they looking at their schedule, they're going to get back to me, so then we can book them in, because we're already fully booked next week. And yeah, it's another big project job next week. I've done their windows. I'll talk more about it later next week, but yeah, it's a pretty big project. And then the third job, it was a really big, it was like a mansion pretty much. And it's kind of funny because when I gave them the bid, they were like, I told them like my minimum before I went to their house, and then after I gave them the bid, they were like, what? Like, I thought it would be closer to like the minimum. And I'm like, oh no, like this is not a cookie cutter, by the way. I was like, oh no, yeah, no, that's no way I can even get close to that. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna talk to my husband. And then they got back to me, can you lower the price? I like to be firm on my pricing, but you know what? I feel like they haven't had their windows cleaned before COVID, so I kind of like understand where they're coming from. Probably was like really cheap back before COVID, and then now, but ended up messaging them. I was like, look, I'll do it for $50 less. And so then she was like, okay, can you include the screens for free? Because I told her I charge $5 a screen. I said, unfortunately, I can't. I don't know how it is in your guys' area, but California, I'm just going to make it as a whole. It's very expensive to live here, being licensed and insured and all that. So I kind of had to be firm on my pricing, because of course, if it's a cookie cutter, you know, maybe I can do 2 jobs in one day, but you know, do the math however you want. But yeah, I couldn't go lower than that. I was like, all right, you know, because I was talking with Ashley about it, was that like, it's better to lose $50 than it is to lose the whole price of the job, if that makes sense. So we lower the price, but I'm only gonna go that low. I'm not gonna include screens. And so pretty much that $50 I'll kind of make up with the screen cleaning. But again, I mean, you have a huge house, you know, I can't go lower. You know, it's you know, I rather, you know, if they say I'm not gonna pay that, I'd rather not do the job then, because it's whatever, I'm gonna start working for almost nothing, if that makes sense. So we'll be there for sure the whole day. So it's like, yeah. But again, I did the $50. Let's see if I get that job. And if I do, you know, I'll obviously talk to you guys about the job. But again, very nice people. It's just, yeah, I'm not going based on my minimum to do a mansion. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let me think, what else? Oh, there's a sale that's happening this weekend, 15% off the whole site, the whole website of WCR, or Window Cleaning Resource. So if you guys wanted to buy anything, a system, a pole, you know, even like a replacement, like filters, resin and all that, or even a couple of you guys told me about tubing too, to get tubing. You know, the whole site is 15% off. So if you want to buy anything and you want to use my links, or you want me to give you a personalized link, feel free to reach out to me at 626-545-3132. And then I can give you that link. Again, it will help the channel out a lot. And then, what else? There was something else I was going to say too. Oh, most importantly, thank you guys so much. Of course, my battery dies. I try to come here. I charged it a little bit. Apparently it didn't make it. So I'm just going to wrap it up because it looks like I have a little bit of juice left. Thank you guys so much for purchasing products through us. It really helps the channel out a lot. We have exciting video next week. We have a few jobs. We have a big project that we have, and I think I mentioned that already. So we've done our windows in the past, but now we're gonna do it again, another big project. And so yeah, it's gonna be a very exciting video. So anyways, hope you guys have a good weekend. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.